Morning. Okay. Good morning, Sunday morning. I'm just waiting for everybody to connect live to know that we're on. I'm going to take a little sip of water. As soon as I start to see you guys connecting. Hi, Laura. Okay, so just waiting for people to know that we're live. Good morning, Kat. Amanda, hi. Hi. Good job, guys. Okay, good morning. So, here we are, about 8 weeks into our quarantine, and we are still home. And not that I want to really use this as that platform, but I know that a lot of us would prefer to be together in groups, however socially distant or not. And I know that parks and things are starting to open up, and people are starting to take their workouts back outside in groups. I'm not ready for that yet, so I'm going to still be here every Sunday and all weekdays, Monday through Friday, 12:30. I'm just listening to science rather than what the government's allowing us to do outside in small groups, because just listen to the reports and you make your own decisions. I'm still going to be here on Sunday mornings, so enough of that. Come onto your mats. If you can't see me, just put a little note up on there right now so that hi Jane, so that I know that I'm not in a good placement. I kind of ran in from walking the dog. You can see me, give me a thumbs up perhaps, and all the way back here as well. All right, good. All right, let's get started. We're going to have some light background music by DJ Taj. I don't even know if you'll hear it. I don't even know if I'll hear it, truthfully. Sit on your heels in a child's pose, stretching your hips back to your heels and reaching your arms out in front of you. And make it not too active just yet. Let the arms be out in front of you, but maybe a little relaxed. Relax your fingers. Let everything kind of settle in. Remember, my head's going to be up to talk to the microphone, but I want your head down. So you should be able to listen to my cues and get through this without ever having to open your eyes. Breathe in and breathe out. A little grounding time. A little time to come in and just settle into the mat and let your body surrender. Let your thoughts be still. This is the 1 hour of the day, perhaps, that you get this kind of quiet, peaceful feeling. So I want you to take and make the most out of this time that you have on your mat. So start to connect to your breath. And if you're ready for your Ujjayi breath, start to breathe in through the nose and empty out through the nose, with a hollow sound at the back of the throat, creating that wave-like sound, Darth Vader-like sound. And the breath is the constant in our practice. While the movements will change, and the physicality changes, the breath remains the same. We still breathe in slowly and empty out slowly. Once your breath changes and gets very erratic, back out of what you're physically doing. So breathe in, spread the breath all the way from side to side, from top to bottom. Find that expansive breath. When you empty out, see if you can clear it all out. Continue to do so. And as you take a few more moments in connecting to your breath, begin to extend your arms out in front of you and make the arms a little bit more active now. Press the heel of the hand forward and the hips back. Shoulders relax away from the ears. Maybe your body is all the way on the floor for some of you, and maybe you're still upright a little bit more. That's okay. Just let the breath guide you into it naturally without force. The only force is gravity. And then walk your right hand out to the right side and walk your left hand out to the left side. And see if you can drop the chest and chin a little bit more. I'm on my tented fingers here. I'm a little tight in my shoulders sometimes. Maybe my chin's going to be too much, so I put my forehead on the floor. And see if you have a little more space moving your fingers out a little bit wider, right and left sides. And it gives us a little bit more expanse of the breath into the under the arms and side of the body, the back, the front, the chest. And then continue to walk your hands out and start to kind of arc them back until eventually they're by your side with your palms facing up and your shoulders relaxed over your legs or over the floor. Gently draw the chin to the chest and gently roll to sit up on your heels. If that's uncomfortable, put a block underneath your hips or a towel, a blanket, and maybe just draw your knees a little bit closer together. Your arms are by your side, still press your chest up. Close your eyes, gaze down towards the tip of your nose, so there's an internal gaze, not a drishte. Your drishte is your focal point. It gives you that target. We did a couple weeks ago, we had a physical focal point in front of us. So our nose is kind of always out there in front of us. And then just let your hands float to your heart center. Close your eyes, not tight. And if you touch your thumbs to your heart, maybe your visual color, internal color turns to green, the color of our heart chakra. So breathe and press your heart against your hands, expanding. And then emptying out, drawing the belly towards the spine, the ribs down towards the hips. Let it go. Drop your chin down to your chest. Set an intention here for your practice, for your day, for your week, for whenever, however long this is. Touch the thumbs to your third eye, the space between your two brows, and now maybe a violet color becomes the forefront color. Violet, the color of our sixth chakra, our sixth sense, intuition, vision, inner vision. And then as you take the next inhale and press the arms overhead, we're going to rise up onto our shins, arch back, cross the thumbs, hook them, spread your fingers wide, and lift your heart up. Maybe tuck your toes underneath you. Push your hips forward as if you were into a camel. So it's not just the back bend, it's that hip going forward. And then release left hand to right hip, right hand behind your back. Just reaching towards your toes or your heels or not even there, just in that direction. Inhale, rise back up, hook thumbs, maybe switch the cross of the thumbs, and lift up a little bit more. As you exhale, right hand outside right hip, left hand towards the back foot. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. Keep pushing your hips forward. Inhale, rise back up, hook thumbs again. Lift your heart. Release your toes and separate your knees a little bit wider. Interlace your fingers and release thumb and forefinger. Bring your left foot out to the left side. Inhale, out of the waistline. Exhale up and over to the right side. Inhale up and over to the left side. Spin your hips forward and fold over your left leg, which if it's like mine is really tight, so it's not going to be so deep. But if you have the flexibility to get your head towards your shin, go for it. Take another breath. Now see if you can reach your arms out in front of you, hook the thumbs and forefingers again, and rise up to stand. Turn yourself forward, lean to the right side again. Exhale. Arms come back up. Exhale, hands to floor. Step your left foot behind you and over to the right side. Tuck the toes under and see where that right hip is. Draw it towards midline. And now, you know, those who know me, I don't know why, but I call this dirty dancing asana because I feel like that's where she's kind of crawling on the floor. Okay. So anyway, draw your hips to center. Really pull that left heel to the right and pull that right hip to midline. One more breath. As you release it, take your left leg behind you, flex the foot, round and curl your spine, knee to chest, hug the heel towards the buttocks. Kick it back out one more time, extend the leg, bring the knee to the floor, find a child's pose, just sit back and relax. Inhale, rise up onto your shins, bring your arms overhead, interlace your fingers, thumb and forefinger release. Right foot steps out to the side. I've got a little bit of obstruction here. Inhale up and over to the left side. So lift yourself out of your torso, lean to the left side. That left foot is helping me. It's giving me stability. Inhale, rise up, turn yourself to your right foot, toes up to the ceiling, and fold over that right leg. Now, I used to think my right leg was more flexible than my left, but I seem to think that they're both equally inflexible. So all I'm going to do is stay here and breathe. And imagine that my head will eventually be touching my shin. My left foot is helping me ground. On the next inhale, reach your hands forward, and then rise back up, turn your body forward again, and take yourself over to your left side again. Reach out of the waistline. Come back up on the inhale, hands come down under your shoulders, and sweep your right leg out to the left side, tuck the toes on the floor, and then draw that left hip back to midline. It should feel really good into that left glute. Big, deep stretch there. And then inhale back to center, toes down, round and curl, chin to chest, heel to buttocks. Inhale, extend out, knee to floor, child's pose. Reach the arms all the way out. Push the hips all the way back. See if you can find a deeper stretch along the right side and left side, from underarm to hip, and from side to side, just wrapping around the waistline, the rib cage, the back. Rise up to your hands and knees and do some dancing lion circles to the right side. Start off small if you need it. Go big when you can. Just take your time. There's no rush. Where are you going? And then reverse it when you're ready. Big, juicy circles, moving around. And then make your way a little forward and back again. Just dropping the hips down, lifting your heart. Push back, sit on your heels. Inhale, come forward, heart lifts. Exhale, sit back. If you like to extend, you can bring the head back a little bit. All right, don't go too far. And then let's go back one more time to that child's pose. Find the biggest length in your child's pose that you've had thus far. Shoulders away from ears. Inhale back to all fours, tuck the toes, and find your first downward facing dog, hips up in the air. And you know, you can walk your feet in and out a little bit if you like, you know, or you can just walk the heels up and down, see where you're at. Find a little bit of movement, find the heels pressing towards the floor, spread your fingers, relax the shoulders away from the ears, and bend just your right knee and lower your left heel. Look under your left arm. Pull that left hip back towards midline and take your right toes off the floor and just roll through the ankle joint a little bit. And then place it back down, bend your left knee, and press your right heel down. Look under the right arm. Lift your left heel off the floor and roll it around in both directions. And then all four on the floor, high on your toes. Pull your kneecaps up. Bring your body weight forward so that we can measure out the dog to plank position. Push the earth with your heel of your hands and round your upper back just ever so slightly, crown of the head forward. And then push back, downward dog. Now my heels don't touch, maybe yours do. Great. If they don't worry about it. Don't force it. Come back up on your toes. Lift your kneecaps up, pull your pelvic muscles up, look forward, shoulders on top of wrists. Let your knees come down, release your toes. Elbows hug the rib cage, chin and chest to the floor. Roll through, find a low cobra. So the crown of the head pulls forward, toes pull back, elbows hug the rib cage. My thumbs are right by for ladies like that bra line. Elbows squeeze by your side, and then lift your arms up so that you know that your back is doing the work here, not your hands. And then push your pubic bone down, top of the foot and shin, squeeze elbows by your side, crown of the head down, or forward. Hands to chest, hands to floor, seat on heels, toes tucked, downward facing dog, hips up in the air. High on your tippy toes, come forward to high plank. Stay strong through your center. Pull your shoulders kind of in a slight rounding in the upper back. Lower the knees, chest, and chin to the floor. Inhale, roll through. Low cobra, so your belly's on the floor, your hips are on the floor. Lift your hands up, elbows by your side. Exhale, seat to heels, downward facing dog. Rise up. Bring your feet to touch at the back of your mat. Soften your left knee and raise your right leg off the floor. Knee to chest round and curl, high plank. Right leg in the air. Open right hip over left hip. Move your ankle, knee, and hip movements. So explore what's going on today. And then turn squared, right knee to chest, step the right leg through, lower the left knee to the floor. Top of the foot and shin down on the floor. So right knee is over the ankle, foot is grounded onto the earth. Left foot, the knee is just slightly ahead of your hip, right? So we're not stacking the knee right underneath the hip here, we're coming forward. And then bring your hands to your thighs and pull your left hip forward and press your right knee forward. Drop your shoulders down. Inhale, raise the arms up overhead. Exhale, lean to your right side. Push that left hip forward now. Open up your chest. Come back to center, and as you exhale, straighten the front leg and fold over and head towards shin. So similar to what we've done before, this time the toes are down, but if you need them up, go take them up. Inhale, reach the arms up, rebend that knee, arms come all the way up overhead. Hands on the inside of the right leg, hug the right knee to your shoulder. Take your left toes and turn them to the right side, and then tuck the tailbone under, left arm comes up. So there's always options here. You could have your hand on a block, on your thigh. You can take your left arm up and over your head. You can take a full or half bind underneath that right leg. So see what speaks to you here, today, right now. Breathe in and out. As you exhale, I'm going to look down at the toes. Left hand comes around. Right hand outside of the foot. Move a little bit forward again. Just release that left knee, or that left hip, excuse me. Tuck your left toes underneath you. Lift the knee up. Three-legged downward dog. Right leg in the air. Shake it out. Move it around. Do what you got to do. And then make it onto the floor. Downward dog. High on your toes. Everything engaged nice and strong. Come forward to high plank. Lower to your knees or go to low plank, upward dog, or on your belly, downward dog, hips up in the air. And breathe. Feels good to be able to move the body in whatever fashion we can. Bring your feet together. Left leg in the air, right knee bends. Step through with that left leg, lower the right knee to the floor. So just check out your alignment. Knee over the ankle. You can be a little bit forward, but if the heel lifts, you need to scoot it forward a little bit more. And make sure you're not sitting directly on top of your right patella, that you're slightly above it. Fingertips on the floor. Pull your shoulders back and down. Hands onto your thighs. Press your left knee forward. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. Squeeze your glute. Right side. Arms come all the way up. Inhale. Exhale up and over to the left side. Pulling that right arm with the left arm. Really pressing forward. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands to floor, left leg straightens, head to shin and fold. So how deep you go, of course, depends now on your hamstrings. How much you can tolerate. Don't force ever. Inhale, rebend left knee. Left hand moves inside, right foot moves a little bit to the left side, and draw that left hip back to midline. Right arm's gonna come up. So you may be on a block on the left arm, you may be on your thigh, you may be on the floor. Maybe you take that right arm, guitar hero it, or maybe even a bind, half or full, depending again on where you are today, what your body is speaking to you about. Look down, right hand down. Separate the hands on either side of the left foot. Tuck your right toes underneath you. Left leg in the air, three-legged. Explore that hip, knee, and ankle. And then place 4 on the floor. Downward facing dog. High plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. You can add push-ups. Down dog. You can skip push-ups. You can do it to your knees. And then once I get in my dog, I still kind of find movement, right? Because sometimes I've just got to find the right spacing for myself. Soften your knees, bring your chest to your thighs. It's like you're going to take a springboard and make your way to the top of the mat however you choose to get there. Separate your feet 2 fists apart. Place your hands on your shins. Lengthen your spine, crown of the head forward. So again, I'm looking up, you keep looking forward. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Hang your head. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on shins. My knees are bent. Yours can be straight. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your chin to your chest. Roll slowly through your spine. Take your time. Let the head be the last thing that comes up. Roll the shoulders back and around a couple times. Just big circles around. And reverse it. And then take your arms down by your side. My feet are still spread, about hips width apart. My tailbone's tucked underneath me, so I'm not sitting like this. Shoulders are back and down. Chest is up. My fingers and toes are doing the same thing. They're spreading apart. And then inhale the arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, turn your palms inside out. Reach, 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 reach out of your waistline. Lift up and over to the right side. Just a short visit here. Again, come back up, inhale. Lift up and over to the left side. Come back to center. One more time to the right. We'll hold it a little bit longer. Pulling left arm with right. Pulling out of your way, up and over the ball, out of your waistline. Grounding through your feet. Come back to center. Inhale. Left side one more time. So all these movements, you know, we're meant to do these movements with our bodies, not just forward and back. Come all the way up. Opening up the shoulders and chest a little bit more. Maybe you did a ton of push-ups yesterday. I did that push-up challenge or the plank challenge with the cha-cha slide. So my shoulders are pretty tight. If you're interested in that, text me later and we'll talk about it. Chin to chest, elbows by your ears, and just kind of bring that tucked in chin. And stay with that as you roll down through your spine. Release your hands to the floor. And let the arms dangle, let the body sway side to side. And then once again, place the hands on your shins, lengthen your spine, halfway lift. From here, raise all the way back up. Bring your hands in prayer, hands and feet together. Close your eyes for a moment. Settle in. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, fully, deeply, and completely. Exhale. On the next inhale, bring your arms up over your head. Lift your heart up. Open swan dive, forward fold, hands on floor, shins, or blocks. Halfway lift, hands on the floor, shins, or blocks here as well. We've had them on our shins before. Exhale, right foot steps back. You have the option to go to your knee again, or bring your hands on top of your thighs with that right leg back. Now, I want you to tuck or bend that right knee and tuck your tailbone underneath you, pushing the left knee forward, pushing the right hip forward. Bring your arms back up overhead. Inhale. And this time, your hands don't have to touch, by the way. They can be open. If your shoulders are tight, you might have to bring them even a little bit more forward. Then lift the rest of it from your mid-side, right, from your waistline and up and back. Now straighten the right leg and lean forward and start to feel that left glute really fire up on you. Keep the biceps by the ears, reaching, reaching, reaching. And then release right hand, left arm sweeps up and open to the left side. Hug that left hip in towards your midline. Breathe. Find energy in the back leg if it's off the floor. Squeeze that left hip in. Now look down at your left toes. Left hand comes inside. Again, that means my left hip sometimes wants to shoot out, so I want to draw it back in. Draw your right foot on its side 45 degrees. Hug tricep and knee inside together. Maybe you're on a block. Right arm comes up. So all variations of things we've done before today. Breathe in and out. Good. Hugging everything to midline. Right hand's going to come down. Right foot turns around and I lower the right knee to the floor. Hands are in the inside of my foot. I'm going to bring my hands down and turn my left toes outward. And I'm just going to go back and forth a couple times. Just rocking back and forth. Just noticing what's going on. You can stay here or go to your forearms, or of course if you want to take an arm balance here, I'll welcome it out to you. So breathe in and breathe out. So I'm going to guide you in the practice, but I always give you the leeway to go deeper or back off, whatever you need to do. Return your hands to the floor, turn your left toes forward, separate your hands, tuck your right toes underneath you, step a little bit closer and straighten your left leg. Pyramid pose, yes. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward, and just square yourself over that left leg. Climb to your shins, your fingers, or the floor, or a block, and fold over your left leg, head to shin. Now, it's hard to see if your hips are squared. So sometimes putting something on your back will let you know if your hips are up, that thing is going to fall off, so don't make it anything too expensive that you don't want to break. But a block is always great here. A book, you know, when we were told, Carol Rosen will appreciate this, to put a book on top of our head and walk, right? So hang your head to the shins. Breathe. Inhale, halfway lift. Left knee bends, right foot steps back. Left leg in the air, three-legged downward dog. Now you choose. You want to take this next vinyasa with one leg in the air, or four on the floor, or your knees, or any other variations. Downward dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Feet together. Left knee bends, right leg in the air. Look between your hands, step right foot through. Climb to your fingertips. Find stability. Hug muscle to bone. Hug everything towards midline. And then rise up. Bring your arms up overhead. They don't have to touch. Push that hip forward. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Now, I bent that back knee. So go ahead and bend the back knee. Tuck the tailbone under. Really push through that hip. I really like the way that feels, so I don't know why I didn't do it again. Now, straighten the leg and start to lean your torso forward. Staying in one long line. Breathe in. As you exhale, left hand's going to come down. Right arm's going to open up, twist. Draw that right hip towards midline. Look up at your right hand. Breathe in, find length from crown of head to tailbone. Twisting deeper through your back. Twist, twist, twist. But get rid of all that crap that's sticking us up, that's holding us back. Right hand inside of right foot. Left foot turns on its side. Again, that right hip tends to shift out, so draw it back in. Left arm comes up. Side angle variation. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Find some length. One more breath. And on the emptying of the breath, left hand down inside the right foot. Turn your hips squared and lower your left knee to the floor. Hug the knee and the tricep together for a breath. And then turn your right toes out. Bring your hands down. Maybe your forearms are down. And maybe you're in that arm balance. So if you do the arm balance on the other side, grab an arm balance on this side. And breathe. Keep sending that left hip towards the floor. Keep releasing that. And then bring your hands back to the floor. Turn yourself squared, right hand outside. Left toes tuck underneath you. Step a little bit closer, so maybe even halfway up your mat, but keep your feet, they're not on a tightrope, right? They're more on tracks. So you've got still about the width of your hips in between your two feet. Draw the right hip back and towards midline. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Fold over and exhale. Let your head go down. Inhaling, find some length, and exhale. Press through the bottoms of your feet. One more breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Rebend right knee, step back, low lunge. Kick the right leg in the air, three-legged downward dog. Play with it, do what you like. And either stay on three legs for your vinyasa, or bring it down, skip it, add push-ups, go to your knees, whatever you need to do. You're in downward dog, high up on your toes. And lower your heels. Bring your feet to touch. Right leg in the air, same side. Right leg steps through. This time bring the left hand inside, right arm opens up, twist. Right hand down, inside, left foot turns. Open in the opposite side. Look down at your right toes. Let's windmill up to a straight-legged reverse triangle. Pull that left hip towards the right. Inhale, rebend, warrior two, exhale. Let's do that again. Straighten front leg, left arm down, right arm up, lift up and back. Exhale, warrior two. One more time, straighten front leg. Take that left hip towards right. Exhale, warrior two, hold. Shoulders stack, reach your fingers in two directions as if everything is moving from your middle. Right, spread open. Right knee over ankle in line with second, third toe in line with your hip. Back foot is firmly grounded. Arms are energized, like I'm sitting on your arms and you can't let me down. Now reach your arms forward, left hand to your hip. Right hand out in front of you or on a block or to the side, and start to float that left leg up in the air. If you have to take a couple hops to get there, that's okay. Think about your back side being against your whole back side, your western side, and being against a wall. So get that left shoulder back as well. Maybe the left arm comes up. Maybe your eye gaze goes up. Maybe you have a really great balance practice here. You want to bring your hands to prayer or bind left hand to left foot. Or maybe you're on your right knee. See, there's so many places you can go, right? What is it? Breathe. All the places you will go when you have a yoga practice. One more breath. Now, as you exhale, left hand's going to come down. Right knee bends. Left knee bends into your chest. Step it back. Low lunge. Hold here. Plant your palms. Right leg in the air, three-legged. Open right hip on top of left. Look over or under your left arm and flip your dog. Turn yourself upside down if you can. Take it into a big back bend if you have it. Lift your hips up. Rewind, right leg in the air. Floor on the floor, or that chaturanga, trianga with three legs, yeah? Hips up in the air. And breathe. Feet together. Left leg in the air. Left leg steps through. Right hand comes in, left arm opens up, twist. Find some space. Left hand down. Right foot turns, side angle. Tuck that left hip underneath you. Look down, left foot. Rise up, straight leg. Reverse your triangle. Pull your right hip towards your left. Inhale, warrior two. As you exhale, settle. Inhale, straight leg. Reverse triangle. Exhale, rebend. One more time. Arms up, legs straight. And find your warrior two. So again, hips are open, pressing outward. Knee over second, or in line with second, third toe over ankle, in line with your hip bone. Both feet are firmly planted on the floor. Arms reach out in two directions, and they're strong. They're very strong. So if I were to put weight on your arms, I wouldn't be able to get them down. So make them really energized. Reach in two directions. One more breath. Flip your palms, reach forward. Right hand moves to your hip. Left hand comes in front or to the side, or on a block, and float your right leg in the air. Maybe you need a couple of hops like I just did. Stack your shoulders, and remember, now think about your backside of your body, including your right shoulder and hip, against a wall. And maybe that right arm comes up. And again, maybe you have that balance, hands in prayer, binding, shavasana. Whatever you did on the other side, see if you got it on this side as well. Sometimes, you know, one of our sides is a little hesitant. Take another big breath. Good, now take your right hand down. Turn your hips squared, right knee to chest. Step back with a low lunge. Hold your low lunge. Take your left leg in the air, three-legged. Open up the hip. Look over or under your right arm. If you want to flip your dog, just flip it over to the other side. Lift your hips up, open up your heart. And then rewind. Left leg in the air. Your choice for your chaturangas, triangas, any which variations that you're doing. Downward dog. Breathe in, breathe out. And then go ahead and bring your knees to the mat. Sit on your heels, bring your arms by your side, palms up. Chin to chest, head down to the floor. Reach your arms back out in front of you. Climb up to hands and knees. Tuck your toes underneath you. Dip your belly, arch your back. Exhale, round and curl, chin to chest. Push the heel of the hand down. Now find neutral here and bring your forearms to the floor. So take your elbows underneath your shoulders, and your arms are about as wide as this block in between them. Okay, so their shoulders width apart. Palms to the floor. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees up and lift your hips up in the air. So we're in dolphin pose. All I want you to do is come forward. Your hips are not going to be totally parallel to the floor. And then come back a couple times. Come forward. Come back. Now, keep doing that. Listen carefully. You don't have to do this, all right? You can take a few options here. You can continue to do what we're doing to help strengthen the shoulders so that you can do the cha-cha slide plank workout with me. Or you can start to shorten your stance and bring one leg in closer and start to kick one leg in the air. Now, if you're familiar with forearm balances, the leg that's in the air is going to kick higher. The leg that's not kicking up in the air, try to kick your butt so that you get a little bit of that propelling up into the air so that eventually your legs go straight up over your shoulders. If you're not inclined to try that, try it on both sides, even if you don't get up in the air, it's okay. Or maybe you want to take a headstand. So I'm going to wrap my palms together, but I'm not going to let my arms splay out. So think about that block again. That's the size of where I'm going to go. Or a strap around your arms will help you. And then again, lifting up. This time my head comes between my hands as I walk up. And I lift up one leg at a time, floating, not kicking, into a headstand. Now, having said that, it's not always so easy. So I want you to take a few more moments and breathe into it. Play with it. Just do your shoulder work. And when you're ready, come back into a to a child's pose. Water break. So, sit back on your heels in child's pose when you're ready. These aren't things that you might be able to learn in a single class in a day, but there are places you can go to practice it, right? So this is just to warm up, to intensify, to make stronger into our shoulders, and to learn that when you come up into forearm or headstands, things like that, handstands, it's not really momentum that gets you up, it's core, and you just have to really focus on the action that you're doing. So most people kick up, they end up in a back bend somewhere. It's okay, as long as you end up in a back bend. All right, child's pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Take your arms back in front of you. Let's find another downward facing dog. Step your feet about halfway up your mat. Walk your hands to your feet. Lift your toes up, bend your knees, slide your hands underneath your feet. Big toe wraps around the wrist. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, elbows out to side, head to shin. Send your weight forward. Rise up halfway, lengthen your spine. Release. Let your wrists go, shake them out, roll them out. And ragdoll to stand all the way up. Take your time. Roll your shoulders around a couple times. Heel toe your feet together. Bring your hands together in prayer. Close your eyes for a moment, settle in. So, standing on our head and our arms can produce a little bit of fear sometimes. So come back to grounding. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Lift your right leg off the floor. Lift the knee in line with the hip, and then open the right knee to the side. Plug your right foot inside your thigh, above or below the knee, or back on the floor. Hugging palms and feet are doing the same thing. So the left leg is very firm and active. Breathe in, breathe out. And I want to raise up out of my torso, create length through my spine. And then I'm just going to open my arms, my tree branches. First two fingers connect together. Knowledge. Trees are knowledge. Paper makes books. Breathe. Lift your heart. And then bring your hands back together in prayer. Right knee forward, just balancing on that left leg. Kick the right leg back. Dip your belly, arch your back. Inhale, rise up. Extend the leg, extend the arms. Lift your heart. Step down about 2 to 3 feet. Adjust your body. Fold once again over your right leg. This time, halfway lift or take a block if you need it in front or to the side or inside of your right foot. Right hand to your sacrum. Revolve that triangle, twisting to the right side. Shoulders stack, hips stack. Right arm comes up. Breathe. Pressing your right big toe to the floor. Lift your heart. So again, we don't have that mirror, so we've got to imagine our hips pulling towards each other here. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath, gang. And then exhale, come down, hands on the inside of that right foot. Maybe you still need a block. Left arm opens up, breathe. Twist. Left arm behind you. Wrapping. Maybe the right arm goes underneath you. Okay, now listen. This is fine. Wherever you are is fine. But if you want to try 2 different things, one or either both, I want you to practice either step your left foot forward and lift your right foot off the floor into your, whatever it's called. I'm at a loss for right now. Or I want you to step your weight into your right leg and see if you can float your left leg off the floor. Try it. I'll give you a few seconds. Don't get frustrated. Don't get aggravated. If you can do it, great. If you can't do it, great. Work on it. Practice. Now, if you decided to go with your Lambo with lifting the back leg off the floor, step the left foot to the right foot now, and then come into your forward fold. Everybody at the top of your mat. Hang your head. Sway. Little side to side. Halfway lift, hands to the floor, shins or blocks. Exhale, fold, walk, step, jump, hop, fly through the vinyasa. Hips up in the air, and then downward facing dog is where we'll all meet. Soften your knees. Walk your feet about halfway up your mat. Walk your hands back to your feet. Halfway lift, inhale. Take your peace grip bind around your big toes. Exhale, elbows out to the side. Pull against your feet and push against your hands at the same time. Pressing your chest towards your thighs and your heads towards your shins, or your heads, one of them. We each have one per. So relax everything over. Let it go. And then we'll go back to that halfway lift to release. Hands to your hips or heart, rise up to standing. Find your length. Heel toe your feet together. Close your eyes for a moment. Weight in your right leg, open your eyes. Left knee comes up high. Flex the foot, open out to the side. Take your left foot and plant it above or below your knee or on the floor. And make that right leg really stable because it is the only foundation we have right now in this particular asana. So push evenly foot and thigh, thigh and foot, palm to palm. And if you wobble like me, that's okay. Open up your tree branches. Really reach up, up, up. Bring your hands back to prayer. Take your time. Release left leg, balance. Float it back behind you. Dip your belly, arch your back. Release left knee to chest slowly. Extend arms, extend legs. Left leg steps down, fold over. So we have about 2 to 3 feet between our 2 feet. We're not on our tightrope, we're on more of tracks. And fold over that left leg. Now we've got a block. If you have a block or something that you can use, pull that right hip a little forward. I'm going to take the block outside of my left foot. Climb to your fingertips. Right hand on the foot shin block, wherever it is. Left hand on your sacrum. Lengthen your spine. Rotate to your left side. Stack your shoulders. Hug everything to midline. Left arm comes up. We twist. Find length in that spine. Don't collapse. Look down as you exhale. Left hand comes inside left foot. Right arm opens out to the right side. There's a little shifting of the hips here. It's okay. So option 1 is to stay here. Option 2 is to take either a half bind or a full bind. And then from here you can simply stay, or you're going to step your right foot forward and come into your bird. There it is, it's bird of paradise. Extend the leg, or you're going to stay back here and you're going to try a slightly different variation, your lamba, bringing your weight into your left leg. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't. And lifting and floating that right leg off the floor. Finding a point of steadiness to watch that drishte, and breathe. So if you're in your lamba, everybody else, step your feet towards the front of the mat. So you're bound on the left leg. And then we're just going to release the bind. And bend the knees enough, fold over, and let your body go. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale. And roll through your spine, come on up. Roll the shoulders. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Take a big breath in, bring the arms all the way over your head. Lift your heart and exhale, fold down through your center. Hands on floor, shins or blocks. Halfway lift, inhale. Make your way through your final vinyasa. Maybe it's just the final one of this class for us, but maybe you're going to do some more later. Who knows, right? Hips up in the air. Bring your knees to the floor, left knee first. Right knee behind left knee. Open your feet out to the side. Make sure you have something nearby should you need to sit on it. And either have a seat on the floor or on a block or towel or blanket or another mat. Take your thumbs into, my favorite part of this is taking my thumbs into my instep and just kind of rubbing out there. So ideally the knees are stacked. Ideally the heels are in line with each other. The ears and the mouth of the cow. Breathe in, breathe out. Sit up nice and tall. Drop your shoulders down. Gaze to the tip of your nose. And then bring your hands up together in prayer. Bring the prayer to your heart. Lean just slightly forward. Don't let your hips lift off the ground or wherever it's on. Rotate to your left side. Right arm outside left thigh and twist. Deep twist. Another 2 breaths. Come back to center, inhale. Arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to floor. Lift yourself if you're on a block, just move it out to the side. Tuck your toes, funky downward dog. Walk your hands back to your feet. Left foot is crossed in front of right, ragdoll to stand. And one more time, grab that right wrist and up and over the left side. Grab that left wrist up and over to the right side. A little less form here. Come back to center, forward fold over your legs. Separate your feet. Come back to hips width apart. Climb to your fingertips. Walk your hands out in front of you. And then lay the right knee on the floor first, left knee behind it. Open your feet out first before you have a seat back. Sit on your hips or your block. Give yourself that little foot massage, no extra charge. Isn't it good to know we can give ourselves foot massages? It's one thing I really miss right now. Bring the arms up overhead, palms together. Bring your hands to your heart and lean forward, but don't lift off the floor. Make that rotation to the right side twist. Thumbs to your heart, eye gaze up. Don't collapse, spinal length. Take 2 more breaths. And make your way back to center. Hands to floor, lift yourself off of your hips or your heels or your blocks and come back up. Walk your hands back, funky dog. Right leg crossed over, left leg, roll up through your spine. Take a big breath in, lean to your left side as you exhale. Back to the right side again. All the way back up. Forward fold. Separate your feet. Come over into this forward fold and hang your head. And then come to your fingertips, bend your knees. If you want to take a crow here, just for a moment, you can plant your palms and then send your weight forward, maybe shifting and lifting your feet up off the floor. Just an extra little variation today. Take it, don't take it, it doesn't matter. But when you're there, stay for about 3 breaths. If you're not taking it, let's get back down onto the floor and find your way towards the front of your mat. When you're done with your crow, you can jump back to a vinyasa if you'd like, or you can come back to the front of your mat. So walk your feet a little bit forward so that when you lay down, you're gonna be on your mat. Flex your feet, nice and tall. My feet are clean, I always have to check. Hands on the floor, lift your chest up, flex your feet nice and strong. Reach your arms out in front of you. Reach, 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 reach. So keep that length in the spine. I'm gonna turn this way. And nice and tall. Chin to chest, round your spine, point your toes. Slowly roll yourself down to the floor. Slowly, slowly, slowly. When you get down to the floor, all I want you to do is hug your knees into your chest. Lengthen the tailbone on the floor. Bring your arms out shoulder height. Inhale. Let your knees fall to the right side as you exhale. Look to your left side. Stay there and breathe. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Draw your knees back to center. Take it to the other side. Legs to the left. Head gaze is right. Come back to center. Hug your knees to your chest, round and curl. Legs up in the air. Reach towards your feet, take a breath. Lay your head on the floor, let your arms rest by your side, palms up. Separate your feet about hips width apart, and now relax your feet. Let your tailbone rest on the floor. Open your chest, open your heart. Settle in. Try to recognize that there's no tension in the glutes, that everything is melting. Hands by your thighs, maybe underneath, by your hips I should say. And now bring your feet together. Now let's go back a little bit more energized. As you exhale, lower your legs to the floor slowly. As you lower the legs, lengthen them away from your center. Lower and lengthen, lower and lengthen. And I don't know if my feet will touch the floor. Get down to the floor. Rest up on your forearms. Lift your chest. Top of the head towards the floor. Don't put any weight into the head. Any variations of that pose is welcome. So some of us take our hands to our prayer and come up into a little bit of a slightly different variation here. Come back. When you're ready, come back down. Chin to chest, everything rolls down to the floor. One more time, hug those knees up into your chest. Bring yourselves onto your back. Let your arms rest by your side. Open up your palms. Allow your body to completely relax. Scan your body from head to toe. Empty out. I always invite you to stay longer in your Shavasana if you can. But if you can't, begin to make smaller movements through your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Deepen the breath. Begin to bring your awareness back into this time, into this space. Stretch your arms over your head, lengthen your legs away from you. Draw your knees to your chest. And make your way onto your right side. Resting as long as you can, as long as you need. And when you're ready, make your way back to a comfortable seat and find yourself in a place that you can stay for a few moments in silence and peace. Bring your hands to your heart center, close your eyes. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace to all. I want to thank you all for being here today virtually and supporting me, myself, and so many others of us out there that are, out of our studios, out of our realm. So I thank you for being here. And as we bow down to each other, the light we honor within. Namaste, Satnam, go in peace. If you weren't here earlier in the class, I said that while some of us are starting to head outside into parks and places that they're allowing us to visit in socially distant, I'm staying here. I'm not ready. I'm listening to science. I'm not ready to gather in these small groups yet. So I'll be here every Sunday at 10:30. I appreciate your following me, sharing with me. Some of you have gratefully and gracefully donated to my Venmo or Zelle while I'm not asking. I'm always so appreciative. I see that Michelle has asked that question online, so I'm addressing it. But I want to thank you so much for being here and supporting me no matter what the cost. I will be here next Sunday. I'm here Monday through Friday, 12:30. Look for pop-up classes during the week. You never know. Stay healthy. Stay home. Stay fit. Stay in touch if you have any questions or anything you'd like to discuss. I'll be happy to. Thank you, Michelle. And if you're interested in the Cha-Cha Slide Plank Challenge, I know Michelle is very interested in that. Check in with me. Also, Lori Gross and I had to cancel our Dahlonega, Amanda, thank you, our Dahlonega retreat. We are doing it virtually, online through Facebook. So check in on that page, Lori and Debbie, or Debbie and Lori's virtual online yoga retreat. We are all going to do it from home. We've made it priced right for you to be able to join us Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of that weekend. And 10% of our donations, or what we have raised, will be going to Feed America. So you guys are great. Thank you so much for everything, and have a great day.